Okay, well let's go ahead and move forward. We did just finish a battle with a manticore and his, we're going to call him his pet goblins. There was some. It was a short rest, if I recall correctly. Siona healing herself with at least one hit die, and there was some minor looting and pillaging. I don't recall if Thongrim actually took anything from the manticore body.
That's what we were just starting to discuss when we were finishing up. So there was some discussion. It's hard to scroll back. The last thing in the chat was about making a flail out of the tail. But there's also Eldon cast aid on Siona.
I should have passed those other two articles around that I sent you, Adam, just so other people could have a look at them.
Yeah, I was actually trying to bring it back up. So I do know that at least one of them revolved around a wilderness check to see what you could actually harvest from the body. Now, whether or not we go through all of the other stuff in terms of selling it and all that, that I don't know. But I think we can at least look at doing like wilderness checks from here on. Here it is.
Okay.
1 second. It just skipped past me.
While he's doing that, does anyone remember the mayor's name from the last town?
Oger.
It basically just says teeth, claws, and tail spikes are probably the main things from the manticore, and they're not really used. They're used for either alchemy or random practical purposes.
Yeah, the chat, Adam, you had posted 16 copper, 14 silver pieces, and then 24 tail spikes and 10 claws.
Well, I was saying that the tail spikes and claws are what's available.
Okay. And Thongrimator wants to roast some manticore during the short rest.
Yes.
Manticore meat.
Hey, Ash, do me a favor. Go ahead and share those out to the Facebook page, too. Just...
Okay.
So, we don't have to figure all of this out yet, so we can go ahead and try to at least lay some groundwork for it. I want you've mentioned this before, so let's go ahead and try to get the harvesting done. And we can figure out if we can turn some of this stuff into weaponry or whatever later. So... let's go ahead and get Thongrim to roll a check for us on the wilderness, and we'll see what he can get from it. But before you roll, tell me what are you looking to get?
Do either of you alchemists need anything for this? Or anything near you can practically use?
We have alchemists?
Or spell things. Spells use regents, right?
Some do.
I mean, it is. I'm just.
Nothing I have.
Wasn't that mostly the wizard?
May have been. I know that Raz uses a lot.
Yeah, none of my spells have anything fancy.
Nothing that I know of yet.
I can't recall anything for Quinn. I do know that he had a penchant for taking teeth because he's weird.
I guess I'll just randomly say I'll just cut the tail off and sell it at the next town or something. I don't know what it does. I don't know if there was any type of a. If you were to have gotten hit by the tail, I don't know if it did anything unique. So I don't
Sadly,
know if it carries like a.
sadly, according to the way the monster works, it just flings tail spikes, but it doesn't talk anything about it actually, like, say, whipping you with it, which I was going to add to it, but I just didn't have time to, because I just thought flavorful would be, well, hell, I just got whipped with a tail full of spikes. I probably got impaled with something.
Then I'd probably just take the tail.
All right. And so we're not going to try to skin him. We're not going to try to flay him and get any meat out.
I mean, I don't. At the moment, it's not. But until we can sort this other stuff out, and the next monster do that. But
Okay.
yeah, at the moment, nothing.
All right. Well, so let's roll the wilderness check on this.
Who are you asking to roll?
Thongrim. He wanted the tail.
I don't have wilderness.
Nate.
Nature, maybe.
Yeah.
I got 7 tabs open and I can't figure out what to roll.
11. Unless you have advantage and you rolled 11.
Sweet.
Oh.
Well, luckily for you, you were able to cleave the tail off right at the nub, but in the process, you knocked off a few of the tail spikes. So it.
Don't forget the assumed guidance from Eldon.
So guidance is 1d6 or 1d4.
1d4.
Well, look at that. You managed to survive with crit 4. Yeah! So you are now the proud owner of a manticore tail complete with spikes on it. So do you want to hold on to that one, or are you going to force Raz to carry it around in his massive bag of copper holding?
Doesn't Raz just break down everything and I end up carrying the bag around?
Yeah, I've had to pass it to you.
I think I'll hold it for the moment. I'll put it in my inventory. I guess, is it like a snake tail or like a scorpion tail? I don't know what this.
Scroll back up in the Discord.
It's like a lion tail. It just happens to have spikes on the end.
Okay, so it's like about the length of a whip or so.
2 to 3 feet, probably.
Okay.
I
I guess I'll hold on to it. Although once I start trying to figure out how to put it in this bag, I'll probably have to come up with something.
It's going to be a bloody mess until you've drained it. So that's.
Well, Conrad's used to that.
I'm surprised he's not going to wear it as like a boa.
All right, cool. I'm good with that. If anybody wants to eat it, we can try to eat it, but that's a topic for another day.
All right. So anything else you guys want to do during this short rest?
Nothing from me.
I'm good.
All right. So
I guess did we just do a cursory loot of the goblins? I think we did.
There was one line where it said some copper and silver we picked up.
Cool.
If you scroll way back beyond the, what is that, base 64 image that got pasted in?
yeah, there was just some. Let me see here.
I'm back up there. 16 copper, 14 silver.
Yeah, and the manticore outside of its own body did not have any treasure on it. So as the party picks up, they continue down the road, and not far from where you believe the castle to be, there appears to be a small church. The area ahead of you appears to have once been settled. A few corners of rock show something that was a foundation. That it's still standing on it is a church building. Near the building is a rusted gate, and several gravestones inside the gated area are set up within an overgrown cemetery. You see several goblins and other creatures digging through the cemetery, roughly 60 feet away from you. They appear to be digging up old bodies, generally making a mess of the place. They appear to be looking for treasure, given the frantic nature of their digging. Gathered by a small cooking fire about 40 feet away from them is a pair of hobgoblins who appear to be talking about their weapons. So, 1 second.
Is this in the direction the...
Yes, this is on the way towards the castle.
Okay.
So the road takes you right past this area.
The goblin we chased off didn't run this way, did it?
It may have. It was heading in this direction. So your journey took you a couple of, say about an hour or so down the road to get to this place.
Okay, and we haven't been noticed yet?
You have not been noticed yet.
Can we buy in to see what... do we recognize or see the one we chased off? Or would we recognize him?
I would... Sienna, you said that the tracking, the hunter's mark lasts for about an hour?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, do you have to roll for anything on that? Or do you just know?
1 second.
I think it's just advantage on tracking.
Advantage on, perception or survival check you make to find it.
All right. We'll say that you're right at the extent of that hour, and we'll give, if you so choose, you can roll either dealer's choice, perception or survival, to see if you recognize any of the goblins. What is that? What did I do? So you look through the gated area there, and you can see what looks like this guy right here, just north of the church building. Appears, to the best of your knowledge, appears to be the same goblin that you just chased or ran away from their previous battle.
Hey, he's in there.
Do we want to try and sneak by this, or is there anything in here we're interested in?
So is this encampment just like on a normal road? We just randomly come across a goblin encampment? Like a road people would just travel on?
This is not a goblin encampment. This place is being raided and being looted by these goblins.
Oh, okay. They're not just hanging out.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
No, they are...
Do we see any common NPCs?
No.
Right. Better. Okay, so just the looters. Yes.
It does not appear that anybody was at the church at the time, but they are clearly ransacking it. You look at it as you walk in like they are looking for treasure as they're desecrating this cemetery.
Now, the one that we chased off isn't like too concerned with us, is he? He's not trying to like warn people like, hey, there's people coming.
It does not appear to be the case. He appeared to have fallen in with his greedy nature to start looking for treasure with the others.
You think we should just sneak around this? Is there anything we're trying to protect in there?
Can we tell who the church is to?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Do I see or hear anybody in the church or through the church windows?
Roll me a perception check, please.
Guidance.
With guidance, but you don't need it.
Okay.
You don't.
Where-
Go ahead.
I know you just dumped us on there, but I think I would think we're all kind of hiding out of, just kind of peering in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot to tell you. I mean, I just dumped you guys on there. You're coming into the road, so put yourself where you would want to be. And again, it's still a forested area. But to Raz's point, he listens out and doesn't hear anything. You don't appear to see anything rustling in the through the windows or anything.
And then the church was is it a church of Bane or is it a church of, can we tell what the church is?
You can't tell from your vantage point here.
I mean, it stands to reason it's the Bane. I doubt they allow a lot of other churches.
Would stand to reason. Given where this is on the road and everything, I would say your suspicion is correct.
And are these walls like, you can't see through the walls? These outer walls?
I would say Eldon wouldn't be able to, and Thongrim may or may not be able to. They're,
Or the chest high walls? For
yeah, about chest high on a human.
Okay. If there's nothing in there to protect, any innocence or anything, I would suggest we try and sneak around and move along. Let them have it.
Yeah, I'm probably fine with that.
Sneaky, sneaky.
All right, so I guess everybody needs to roll me a stealth check.
I'm going to do guidance on myself. Okay, no wait. I can't do it for stealth, can I?
I don't recall that you could. I thought it was on everybody else.
One willing
All
creature.
the doubles these days.
What's that?
We get a lot of doubles.
It's one willing creature adds 1d4 to an ability check of choice. And
You are willing.
I am willing, and it's just concentration on my part. And stealth is not I would need help on stealth.
Yes, you can target yourself with any touch spell unless it says otherwise.
Okay.
Go ahead, Eldon. Touch yourself.
That was pretty much the first comment. Can you willingly touch yourself?
Can you unwillingly touch yourself?
I can make you stop hitting yourself.
With your suggestion spell, I suppose you could unwillingly touch yourself.
Pretty sure that's a crime.
Okay, all right. So one more roll from my point of view. Hold on, please. Would this be a very special episode of SVU? SVU? All right, so Thongrim, did you have advantage at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, but you did have guidance.
Guidance I can only do on one person.
Okay, then never mind.
We're all doing something simultaneously. I can only choose one. That's why I was like.
Yes. Okay. Well, as you guys are moving through, the perception, the hobgoblins noticed most of you. This guy right here did not notice Thongrim. He did not hear him. This guy heard everybody.
But I suppose if we're all behind that wall, sneaking, then they at least
So-
can't
but they
see
did.
us, right?
They did.
So how far did we get before we were noticed?
Well, I can outrun all of them. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, where does that put us if we were going to move along the outer part of the road, right? Where did we get to before they noticed us?
Well, how far can you move?
Well,
And if you're
I'm
behind,
probably the slowest at 25 feet per turn.
okay. So let's say that you moved 25 feet forward, and everybody else moved one forward, not allowing for dash. You're sneaking past the wall. So you hear, does anybody speak? Let's see here.
I should. I realized last time we did a language thing, I only have 5 of my 6 languages listed.
So does anybody speak Goblin?
Not me. Nor Siona.
No.
No, not in my list.
So you hear some yelling in a language that none of you understand. That looks like if you peer over in your sneakiness, you see him. You see the first hobgoblin yelling and kind of waving like he heard something. He's pantomiming towards his ears, and he turns around and is, motioning towards this wall and telling all the others to be alert. So he moves forward. This guy tries to peer through the gap in the wall there. This guy hops on top of this this coffin crypt thing to try to peer over the wall looking to the north. And this one, who is a little, still aware of what he just encountered, this guy right here, he seems a little panicked and moves a little further away, from where he's motioning, to take as much cover as he can behind this this thing. This guy heard the rambling but did not do anything, kept on digging in the ground. And so this guy, let's see if he actually has line of sight on you. I don't think so, but I don't know. What do you think? Think he's blocked by that wall?
Well, if it's chest high, I'd say maybe 3/4 cover.
Okay. With Thongrim being low.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
Although Thongrim, how tall is Thongrim? So.
Yeah. So that guy, I'm gonna go ahead.
I was going to say maybe a self-perception with disadvantage check or something.
Okay. I like it. I hate how you have to put numbers in on anything before you can roll.
Oh, I figured you would just roll the d20 on the table.
Well, I wanted to keep that. I want to, show you that I'm not. So that guy did not see him. Although this guy is probably looking square at Raz.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And probably even can see me, right? So, yeah. And sees all of them.
Yeah, sorry, it just didn't dawn on me. So alright, so the hobgoblin doesn't hear anything. This goblin looks up, sees you guys, and yells, and aims at you guys.
So they're coming weapons raised. This is an initiative roll.
I'd say yes.
Guys, I did it. I remembered to click my character.
I just did that.
Celebration!
It took me 25 weeks.
As per my usual low initiative roll.
I'm finally glad I actually get a high initiative, even though I'm supposed to be like, high. But I always roll crap.
Okay, so the goblin who didn't care earlier is still looking up and sees everybody frantically going around, but looks like he's found something, so he's going to continue digging in the grave. It looks like he has found something shiny down there, so he has decided he doesn't care about y'all. To look, you can't hear me. This guy moves forward to look through the wall, squeezes through, and peers around the corner and sees you guys down there. Looks like he's, waving back and pointing at the rest of you. And they all, tend to acknowledge what he said as truth. And he takes a shot with his crossbow, and he's going to aim at Corin.
That misses.
In his excitement, he aims wide, but still yells at everybody, saying that y'all are over there. This guy here who can see you looks up pulls up his short bow and lets one fly at Raz.
Nine.
Nyet. He's going to move forward and take cover behind this wall. Corin.
Alright, I am going to... Let's see, is that guy who shot at me behind cover?
Yes. Let me see. How much cover is he under? I'd say he's under half cover. From where you are presently.
Alright, then I'm just going to pull my short sword out and go up there and stab at him.
That is a miss.
Alright, well, I'm going to be done with my turn then.
Alright, so Goblin D here can't see anything, and I can't see him from where I am. Gonna move him forward. 3, 5, 25 feet. So he has line of sight here. He's going to take a shot at Thongrim, who looks awfully scary to him. Missing with the bow. He's going to move back 5 feet, finishing out his speed for half cover, giving way to the first hobgoblin. Let's see. He doesn't know what's over there. He's going to hop up on this wall, get surprised that he's looking down at almost everybody. He's going to...
So I realized pre-readying an action doesn't do much, and then I also realized I have absolutely no idea what the attack on that tail would be, so I'm just going to go ahead and pretend that happened.
Okay. Alright, so he's up here and he's going to stab down with his long sword. One-handed.
Yep.
For 9. He yells in glee as he... "Ah!" Raz.
So I scrape a piece of iron over my flute, sparks fly out, and I cast Fairy Fire in said square. Deck saving throw.
All right. Hobgoblin saves.
Yeah, with a 15. Who knew?
But the goblin does not. So the goblin is now glowing pink.
And with my bonus action, I will give a D6 inspiration to Thongrimatar Core. And I will make a beeline towards the bushes, and I'm done.
Okay. Hobgoblin B. What is his speed? He comes on down, sees what's going on, and takes a shot at Thongrimatar. No, he says, and realizes that he left himself out in the open. And Siona.
Alright, I'm gonna see. I wanna climb up on the wall and attack this guy, hurting my dwarven friend.
That one? This one?
Whoops, I fell.
Alright, so you swung a little over anxiously and knocked yourself off balance and fell off the wall onto your duff, and you're gonna take, what was, since Eldon's the only other person who has fallen for injury so far, wasn't it a 1d4 for falling?
I mean, if you fall 10 feet, it's 1d6. She just fell 3.5.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just prone? I don't know. I mean, I'll take some damage, that's fine.
Give me evens or odds.
Odds.
Evens it is, so you are prone and take 4, roll a 1d4. You know, Ash, I don't remember. I'm not sure it was ever officially decided. So the question on the table and is, at some time ago, I remember this conversation, if you rolled a nat 1, if it provoked an opportunity attack. And I don't think that's rules as written, but I can't.
Rules as written is a 1 is a miss, and that's all.
Okay, that's what I recalled. So
I know it was in that list of potential things. I don't know if we ever adopted any of those.
I don't recall that we did. So
That's fine. No worries.
Cool. Fun though it may be. All right, so we're going to say that Siona fell off the wall. I'm going to knock her on that side of the wall so she doesn't fall down on top of the goblin. So she is prone. She's moved. Can you take... You still have movement, so I believe you could still get up with the rest of your movement.
I will get up.
Yeah, get up with your bad self. Thongrim, what is up? Do you have advantage or inspiration?
No,
you have you have
I
inspiration.
do have something.
You have inspiration.
Do I need it?
If you want to hit him, you do.
He was being nice when he told you that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Now you hit him. And that hurt him something fierce.
Oh, and then afterwards, realizing that I should have done things differently, I will now get very angry that I forgot to do that.
Okay, so now you've raged.
I'm now very angry after the fact.
All right, you are now officially angry. Would you care to do anything else? I think you.
No, I don't think I can do anything.
Okay. I mean, you could move if you wanted to. I mean, but.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
So this guy.
Well.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna try something, which may fail splendidly, but let's see.
Those are some of my favorite words.
I'm going to move to here. Well, for the to get out of the way of the arrows, realizing that it would take an opportunity attack.
Yes.
But then, okay, yeah, I'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay, so he's going to stab at you as you move. But you were a little too spry for him.
But then, okay, so how does this charms thing work? Is that only in place of a hit?
Which charm do you have? Okay, so if it's in response to being hit with a melee attack.
Okay, so I can't do that on a miss.
No.
Okay. Well then.
Good try though. I like that. That is a good plan.
Well then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move over here. So I can come back if I need to, Siona. Alright, that's it.
Alright.
I unused my charm. And I have nothing else to do.
Yeah. No, I applaud the plan. That is a great plan. I managed to close all of my popped out windows. So, okay, so Goblin B still doesn't really recognize, well, he did, could see Siona up on the wall and is a little panicked that he has already tussled with you guys before. So he's going to jump up on this wall and 15, 20, 30, moving, running, scampering along the wall. Who can he see? The short bow is 80. So he's got a glimpse of Corin over here, so he's going to line up a shot at him. with his short bow.
That's a miss.
Alright. Eldon.
Okay, I am going to. Eldon will move just up along the tree line and along the road here, and focusing in and cast Bless on Corin, Thongrim, and Siona. And then we'll that's it.
Okay. So he's going to hop up here and continue to run along the wall because that seems like the fun thing to do for them in all of this chaos. And it's going to see where everybody else is focusing their attacks and take another shot at Corin. For 18.
Now, do I have any kind of cover from where I'm at?
I was debating that. So you weren't prone, you weren't kneeling, you were standing, and it's a half wall. So
With a guy standing
with the
on
guy
it?
standing, yeah, the guy. So we'll say what, half cover here, because a goblin is still small. So I'll give you +2.
And then I take damage.
Okay. So the goblin down here has reached in and pulled something shiny out of the corpse and is looking at it just like excited that he's found something. He looks up and sees what's going on there and says, "Yeah, I'm out," and starts moving away. And he takes his treasure and runs off the battlefield. So the first goblin up here. Wait, did we lose anybody?
No, I just hit the back button on my browser.
Okay. So this guy is right next to Corin, and he's just gonna try to attack him with his scimitar.
Misses.
So for his bonus action, he's going to disengage, and
He has a bonus action disengage?
he does. He's going to run and hide behind this thing here. 20.
Those are above ground.
Yes. Yeah. Now he's going to run and, for whatever reason, stand on top of this one. But yes, these crypts are above ground. This guy will hop up and attempt to stab Siona. Failing miserably. And going to stay put. Corin.
Alright, I am going to, let's see, let me count this. Okay, I'm going to move, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to move there. And I guess, let's see, which one's which? What's the bottom one, the hobgoblin?
Yes, the bottom one is.
Then I'm going to stab at him with my short sword. I'm not going to bother rolling a d4. I missed. Then I'm going to pull a dagger out, and I'm going to stab at the goblin I have advantage on with my dagger. That hits.
Yes, it does hit.
So I do 1 point, and then 10 more points of sneak attack. So 11 points of damage.
Would you care to explain what you did to the guy?
Just stabbed him in the foot and pushed him off the wall. Pinned his foot down to him, knocked him off.
I love it. Dead goblin. Anything else?
Nope, I am out of movement and actions.
Can't hear that. This guy comes running around the corner, his blade just a waving. And attacks him.
That hits.
For 4. So the hobgoblin right in front of you, a little enraged that you killed his buddy over here, is going to reach out and attack you with his longsword.
That misses.
All right. For his bonus action, I believe. 1 second, make sure he can do this. Okay, alright, so he's here, and this hobgoblin, after he missed his attack with you, looks down at his arm and pops a charm off of his charm bracelet. And what happens is this living vine starts unraveling from this bead and starts winding its way and wrapping around Corin, tethering him to the hobgoblin.
Do I need a saving throw or something?
No. This is how that charm works. It's the living tether. So you were not grappled. But you cannot move further than 30 feet away from him until you do something about the vine, and nor can he move 30 feet from you. And that is the end of his turn. Raz.
While his attention's distracted, I'm gonna come up on this goblin and stab him just right in the butt cheeks.
You will have advantage for flanking, too. Which is a hit. He is bleeding profusely, shall I say.
I will risk it and move back to my original position.
Alright, so he's going to fling with a scimitar.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Just barely. Just got inside that one.
I'm sorry, man.
Got some decent rolls tonight.
And I'm done.
If I could really just stop closing all my windows, that would be great. Okay, so this guy, Hobgoblin, sees what's going on here. Runs around, seeing who's causing the most problems here, and reaches out and attacks Corin with the longsword. With advantage. Ooh.
Yeah, that hits.
For 8. And he can deal once per turn with martial advantage. So for a total of 12 damage.
It's actually 16.
Does the martial advantage get
no, you're right. Is that you're right? That's not considered part of the weapon attack.
No.
So slightly less ow.
Yeah. So,
but still ow.
And he is done.
Oh, wow.
Siona.
Is either one of them taking damage?
He has. And he has.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the guy on the wall. I'm gonna go for his ankles. If I can find my character sheet.
They seem to be missing a lot these days. That would be a hit.
So
For
15.
For 15. That'll do it. Would you care to give us
I just
some...
want to try and like cut through his Achilles, who just like kills over and bleeds out.
Vicious. I love it. So he just splays out on the wall, blood gets pouring out of his ankles, just a bloody mess. Anything else?
I'm going to move over here and end my turn.
Thongram.
And you said these are raised?
Yes. Now, if you're going to go over the wall, that would be some difficult terrain to climb it.
Can you duck or anything how does ducking a prone handle, like, that's a bonus action?
I'm not sure I understood those words.
If I like moved to here and then wanted to duck, is ducking my bonus action?
Would that be like a dodge?
No, like duck. Like if I wanted to go prone, is going prone my bonus action?
No, I thought that was your...
Or is that a
I
movement?
think that's a movement.
Okay. I was trying to see.
So I see, I mean, standing up uses half of your base movement, so I mean, I suppose you could just, fall. That honestly, that hadn't come up, so...
Alright, well then I'm going to throw a javelin at this guy.
Which one again?
I can't seem to click it.
That one? This one?
The one above him. I can't seem to... The one on top of the wall to the left of the gate.
Got it.
Yeah, I can't seem to do that for some reason. Which one is that? Is that control that does that?
Just long click.
I don't know. Alright, well I can't do that. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna need to throw my javelin.
Solid hit.
And then I will use my action to duck, which should give me cover, right? Small person ducking half pole.
I would say that is total cover from those guys at the
I
moment.
will do that then.
You hurt that guy. So he's bleeding with javelin just kind of hanging partially through him. I assume that's the end of your turn?
That is.
Okie dokie. Let me find where this goblin is. Ah, there he is. He's hanging out on the wall a long way away. He sees you. So from across the map, the goblin is going to take a long aim at Raz. And the arrow just kind of falls short right into that middle of that little parking lot area. Right about there is where that arrow falls. He just whiffs it badly.
Don't even notice he's aiming at me.
And he's going to hop down the wall and duck. Eldon, sir, kind gnome, you are up.
Corin, how hurt are you?
I'm pretty hurt.
And that's include your 5 aid?
Oh, those were gone a long time ago.
Okay. So seeing Corin's pain, and the group around him, he'll cast Sacred Flame on the injured guy here, hoping that's enough.
Dexterity. Let's see. So he takes 2 radiant damage.
2 radiant was a great roll for damage. And then
You do smell some burnt goblin hair kind of enveloping the area here.
as a bonus action, I will upcast for Corin to be sad. Wow.
Wow.
Slightly less ow.
Hey, it's one better than your.
So you get a whole 2 healing on that.
Yep.
Okay. And guess I'm going to stay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
So this goblin right here is chattering to this one like they're trying to formulate a plan. So this guy's gonna 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Hop down on the wall, from the wall. Let's say he can see you clearly, and he's going to take a shot with his short bow at Thongrimatar.
Yep.
For 7.
3.
For 3. It's not even a word. Yes. Oh, and by the way, since that hobgoblin died, I'm just now remember that tether is now just kind of loosely hanging off of Corin. So you've got this kind of loose vine rope that's not really doing anything. All right, moving forward. The guy he was chattering with, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, stands on top of the wall and will attack Thongrim. He can hit him with the scimitar, right? That's 5 feet.
Yep.
4. Corin.
Alright, I'm going to turn around and try to stab this hobgoblin with my sword.
Okay.
Some vengeance.
With advantage, not that you need it.
Oh, and that is some vengeance.
It is. Lay it on him.
That would be 19 damage. No, wait, hold on. I miscounted that. That would be 26 damage.
It would be. Care to explain how you have brought down vengeance upon this hobgoblin?
No, that's just short sword straight through the back to where, like, his heart sticking out of his chest on the end of it.
That's some Mortal Kombat kind of stuff right there.
Shouldn't hurt me. Alright, and then I'm going to swing to the goblin to the south of me and take a stab of the dagger.
And that is a hit.
For 2 more damage.
He is still standing.
And that ends my turn.
So after being on the receiving end of a stab to the ass and a dagger to the arm here, he's
And a burn from the sky.
and a burn. He's just been receiving it on all ends. He's gonna reach out and swipe one last time at Corin with his scimitar. And misses. And attempts to flee for his life, giving the opportunity attack.
Oh, I will take it.
So you have dispatched him. Giving way to Raz.
Oh, well, this changes
Is that
everything.
when he slid 25 feet?
So
He was
the
running.
5-step exploding palm technique.
Fine. I was just letting him run away, but that's...
I'll move up and take a shot at the hand crossbow at this near goblin.
Okay. That is a hit.
You still looking rough there, Corn?
Yep. I mean, I could use 2 more health.
Hey.
First level.
I like first level better. That's much better.
So is that 14 or 7?
7.
Okay.
The 7 is the piercing from the crossbow.
Oh, sorry. All right. I see where I'm confused.
And then I'll take 10 feet step backwards towards the bushes. And I'm done.
Siona.
Okay, I'm gonna... move up to close with that guy and...
And you're gonna hit him.
Yep. 14.
That'll do it.
Just realized my healing word is broken.
How so?
Have you not been adding your ability mod?
Yeah, it didn't add my ability mod.
Yeah, it did. 5 charisma equals... You rolled a 2 and added 5 to that.
That's not me. Mine was the
The
points.
double, yeah, the double 1.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a missing.
So that would have been 5 or 10 more.
5.
Yeah, 5 more, so that... You don't get the extra on the second roll.
All right.
No. So it was 6 plus 1 is what it should have been.
Well, that would have made a big difference. I guess I should have wondered how you only healed 2 health.
Yeah,
You say that's your wisdom bonus, right?
let me double check.
Yeah, it's because it's gonna be your spell casting because it's your spellcaster. So that'd be wisdom for you.
So given that, Corn, rewind button. How you feeling, buddy?
No, my wisdom mod is 3, so it would have been 4 plus 1, so 5 total.
So I would have been at 13 hit points after his cast.
Yeah, I would have still healed you.
All right.
I'm gonna use the last of my movement.
Okie dokie.
All right.
No worries. Thongram.
Can I do that? That's like through the gap, right?
Sure.
Or am I standing on top of this thing now?
Yeah, you're standing on top of that thing now.
I guess if it's also like one, is that only 1 square of double movement? I don't
Yes.
really want to be. I mean, I don't want to be. I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to be on. I don't want to be up. I wanted to like be between it, but
We'll go with that. Since there's a gap there, I'll allow it. You're on the ground.
okay. I'll attack this guy.
All right.
Hey, it works again.
That is a hit.
+2.
So, because I don't know how this would work, So I'm going to ask. You have done enough to dispatch the goblin, but he has a charm that would act in response to being hit with a melee attack.
He has to be conscious to activate it, though. When
That would be my guess, but we have to remember that because that's how it affects us too.
Correct.
I
so
don't
you
know.
have
I
to
mean, I
be
don't know if
awake.
you can use your. I mean, I guess you need to have at least one hit point, right? But then that rule would apply to us too. So if you get the
So yeah, this is how it reads.
self-emulating napalm.
I mean, this is how it reads. So it says you may expend it as a reaction. So do you get the reaction on the hit or after the hit? And I think it's after the hit. Right?
My reaction would be after.
Right.
And he would be unconscious, so.
Correct. That's how I'm reading it. Okay. I'm good with that. So you have to be conscious to expend it because it says you may expend it. It doesn't automatically go off. So you have...
The other option would be it goes off on the first time someone hits you. I mean, I'm saying I guess you could say I want this to go off when I get hit, regardless of when it happens.
Right.
And then the first hit that hits me happens, but I don't have control over it at that point.
right, it would be a triggered action and stuff.
Right. So he didn't say that, so yeah, he can't use it because he died.
Right. Which I'm good with. So, all right.
So then I've got nothing else.
I'm sorry, what?
I've got nothing else to do. I moved and hit, so
I think, yeah. All right, so...
and I can't really duck or anything, so I'm just kind of hunkered down there, I guess, by the wall.
Okay. Just making sure I've cleared up the initiative. So after that, we have the lone goblin who has survived your first attack is starting to see all his comrades biting the dust, and it attempts to flee the battlefield again. Thus ending combat.
He keeps going the direction we're going to be going.
Let's see if the joke holds.
That level up?
Hey, you know what? I bet it's not. So you guys have managed to prevent a cemetery, apparently a sacred cemetery of some assumed Church of Bane, from being desecrated by some creatures. So y'all should feel good about yourselves. You guys did a good deed. Congratulations.
I think we've got some people in need of a
I'm pretty much up almost full health.
Yeah, I'm fine. All I did was fall off a wall. And those temporary hit points for Cushy.
I mean, I'll take one if anybody's just passing on that.
Well, it depends on, do we want to hang out?
No, if we don't need a short rest or anything, no, I'm good for that.
We have a church to loot.
I can give you some lay on hands. I mean, what do you need?
Let's see, I'm at 37 of 50 something.
Jesus, I only have like 32 hit points.
37 of 50, 37 of 53, so I'm not like at the bottom, but you know.
Perspective is everything, right? How you feeling over there, Raz?
Higher than me, you're fine. Actually, here you can have 5.
I'm 29-38.
Oh,
Go back to 20 of 23.
You're lower than me. I'm 27 of 27. I thought I would be the lowest in hit points.
I have no con modifier.
I put my hand on Thongram's shoulder and give him the 5 land hands, but then I'm going to go wander off to the church.
High five.
Okay, so we're going to check out the church for a few minutes.
See if we can see who it's church to and whether we should loot it or not.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys have looted the goblins and the hobgoblins.
Of
Yeah.
course.
We'll take
Yes.
the time to review it all.
I think my health hit points are wrong. Hold on.
Oh,
29
Well,
copper.
I don't think I should have 38. I think I should have 5 plus 7 every level up. 7, 14, 21. I think I should have 31, not 38.
24 silver.
What's your constitution?
14, so plus 2. So I've been taking the average of 5 plus the 2, which is 7. We've leveled it 3 times, so that's 21 plus my 10 originally would be 31.
10.
I might have added in like that. I might have added in
first
like,
level
some.
is 8 plus 2.
So you'd have 8 plus 15, so 23 plus and then 8 from your con, so you should have 29.
31.
31, yeah. Okay, given that, I think I should have 31, which means I'm at 22 of 31.
How'd you get 31?
8 plus 15 is 23, plus 8 is 31.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing math wrong. So yeah, 31.
Okay. I'm a little beat up, but I could go on.
Okay, so the total coinage: 29 copper, 34 silver, 5 gold. In the campfire area that Eldon is currently standing in, there is a rusted helmet that has 3 charm beads in it, a pair of earrings, and a necklace. The earrings and the necklace are both worth 10 gold each.
Charm beads?
I did say charm beads. Let's see what they are. It's a 3.
You have a curly and a square.
Yep.
There you go.
So, 3. Kind of neat charms, if you do ask me.
What the hell are any of those? I don't even see them.
The dragon skin.
Shoot, where's the charms?
Oh, never mind. My browser's failing me.
So the sweet clover is you can expend the charm to add a +1 bonus to any d20 roll. The dragon skin charm, I believe, is if you are struck in combat before your turn, it will negate all damage immediately. So it is a passive thing; it just happens. The other one was silent. And that one is you can expend this charm to deal 2d4 psychic damage to a target you can see within 30 feet of you that has not detected you. For flavor, it bears the image of a tiger's head.
Now that we know what everybody's hit points are, Thongram doesn't need dragon skin.
Oh, and for what it's worth, the goblin who is up there at the wall here, that guy, he also has a shock scar charm that did not get expended, so you can thieve that one too if you wish. Or loot that one.
I'm sure we will.
So on something like this where there's a helmet that has it imbued to it or whatever.
No,
How does that?
they weren't imbued. They were just kind of loosey goosey in there, like they would be using the helmet as a bucket.
Oh, okay.
Because it also had the earrings and the necklace in it. I thought at some point about using it, maybe exploring the materia route of, like, say, Final Fantasy VII, but I figured that's just way too damn much. Okay, so we can divvy those up as you please. Since you have to attune them, it doesn't really matter at the moment. So, Siona, you are camping out there at the front of the church. Which, as you walk around to the front door, you do see the Claw of Bane emblazoned on the door.
Sorry, what? I was checking math on stuff. Because I didn't realize that the bard had almost as many health points as I do.
You see what you have caused with all of this math stuff? You walk to the front of the church, you see that the symbology of the Claw of Bane is embedded and emboldened on the door, whatever you say. It's on the door there, you see it, and you can make the safe assumption that this is a prayer house, a church of Bane. An offshoot. Maybe, along the road people can pray to Bane as good, loyal servants.
Was there any sign that it had ever been a church to anyone else? Like any old symbology anywhere that might have been scraped away or covered up? Or have we gone in yet, or are we just looking at the front of the building?
You're just looking at the front of the building, but you could roll me an investigation check if you wish. You don't notice anything. It looks like it's, I'm not going to say freshly coated paint, but it is, you don't see any signs of any other symbols having been covered up with this particular claw.
You guys want to go in here? It's a Church of Bane. Go see what we can loot.
I like loot.
Kill.
We go in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so there's not a map for this, so hold on. So you walk in and there's a foyer area. Yeah, that looks good there. And you're looking through here and you come in and there's, you're looking at like one of those stainless steel, those steel church buildings where you walk in, there's all sorts of chairs lined up like pews. Of course, it's not stainless steel, it's a wooden building, but there's an altar right here. Back here, you'd say there's like a fellowship hall right there. And in the back, there's some bathrooms, some holes in the floor. This would be the kitchen area. And we'll say here, we got the church offices right in this area. With big old consummate V's there and a big old beefy arm.
Are there any books of note?
Well, funny that you should say that.
Oh gosh, am I blind again?
Join me in the DM now.
Wait, were you serious?
No, I was just messing. So outside of the obligatory tomes of the Church of Bane, their holy book, you happen to see a random book on a bookshelf called "The Stars Above," subtitled "The Theories Regarding the Space Above Us" by Walter Wallace.
I'll take it.
But wait, there's more. You also see up, stashed on the altar, for whatever reason, you see what appears to be a journal that has some arcane symbols on the cover. And you also say, and this one may be of interest. It's a book on how to slay drow by Ellis Mont Blanc. So if you want to know how to slay drow, this book may help you. Of course, there's no in-game benefit to the book, but you can dream.
Well, for Eldon, it would be just some light reading that he can put in Orin's bags.
You're storing it in the bag of shit?
No, Orin's my.
Oh, I heard Corin. I'm going, well, that's an interesting place to store.
too.
You named the dog. You named the mastiff.
I know, and I was struggling for creative names there. And I just went for a rhyming scheme, which was stupid.
Maybe I should change it to Oraf.
Hey, she's your dog.
Our incredible disappearing mounts.
They're there when you need them.
Yeah. But what was this this book with the symbols and such? Was it anything I'd recognize?
Roll me an Arcana check, please.
And I will definitely help myself.
Are you guiding yourself?
Yeah.
You going to touch yourself again?
Yeah, that one's going to go for a while, I'm sure. I'm so good at rolling today.
So you do notice, from all of this, it's clear to you that it is a wizard's journal. So it does seem like it is somewhat magical in nature to you.
Okay. Well, I'll take anything that isn't obviously a Church of Bane book for some light reading. And also that, since I do have Wizard Ritual Caster, since if I recognize it as something wizard-like, I will take that to review and study later.
Okay, I'm jotting notes down. I'm sorry.
I guess I should jot some notes down.
Okay, so you have those books, and you do have it's many copies of the whatever we're going to call the Church of Bane's holy book.
I wouldn't mind just taking those out to burn them, but if we need a campfire.
Ash, you got any idea what we're going to call that book?
I don't know. I suppose the Bible of Bane or something. I don't know. The Black Bible, the Dark Bible.
Any other takers?
Thinking.
All right.
Sure.
Black Bible of Bane.
So we're taking like 3 or 4 copies.
Just to help build fires with it.
And, as part of a disguise if we need it, because haven't we passed for Church of Bane a couple times?
Oh, we might want to,
Okay. Let's see. as far as the kitchen area, I mean, you see, what would normally be in a mess hall. Kitchen utensils, cooking vessels, some food, nothing really out of the ordinary. It does seem like people haven't been...
Nobody's really been here.
It seems to have been vacant for a little while. I mean, it seems like they may come and go, but nobody's been here, today.
Is there anything in this tower?
So there's no sign that even the caravan stopped here and used it as a...
Well, that would have been several days ago. It's seen use. We're just saying not today.
Okay.
Huh.
So we now have a gator in the...
Okay, so I'll just ask the question that's being posed to me, and if this is something y'all are interested in doing, we'll figure out how to go about it, but I don't want to spend time trying to figure it out right now. But in terms of, would there be a way to desanctify a Church of Bane or exorcise a church or, make it a non-Banish place?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, and something about like taking all of the symbology, the Bane symbology down and burning it. But also, in interest of time, since we really are just kind of like, trying to catch up with, I wouldn't want to spend that much time on it as it is. Anything we could quickly do. So like that would be my...
Just burn it down.
Burn the whole thing.
Burn the whole thing.
I won't argue against it.
But just to cover our asses, we should take one of these hobgoblin corpses, drag it close, and put a torch in its hand so it looked like it burned it down. And maybe was killed in the process. That way they can't trace it back to us.
Yeah, I would, again, agree. I wouldn't argue against it otherwise.
Well, that would be one way of, I would say, desanctifying or exorcising a particular church building.
All right, I pull a torch out, light it, and set something on fire.
And I...
Gonna wait for them to leave the building?
I didn't find anything in the tower, right?
No, you did not.
Okay, I'm gonna go move some of these bodies over here then.
Just your death. Which one are we moving?
Just one of the hobgoblins.
On the hobgoblins.
All right, there you go. You got a hobgoblin there.
All right, I
Put a torch.
Put the torch in his hand and wander off.
Is there anything interesting near these graves? Any interesting inscriptions or...
Well, what about the one we saw or if we actually saw, or the goblin that raided the grave and ran off?
Yeah, I want to take a look at just like the ground or the path that goblin ran away from. I want to see if there's any reason he's stuck around and didn't bother to fight me.
Oh. Okay, time to cook the marshmallows.
All right, sorry, I was too busy setting the building aflame. All right, so the guy that... I'll address this one first. The goblin that had been digging up this particular grave, he found something gold and shiny. Oh, shit, you actually drew a Trogdor down there. How did I miss that? So he found something...
Was that the cover of the book I took?
No, that's just Trogdor.
You drew it like half hour ago.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see it.
Well, I didn't even reference this as, wait, what did I just run into? Who's drawing down here? Why is there...
He's burninating the people in the thatch roofed cottages. So he found the goblin that ran away. He found something shiny in this thing here and ran away. So you don't see him. He's got a good solid, at this point, I'm going to say 15, 30 minutes of running away time, because you guys have been kind of, milling around, setting things on fire and looking through the church. So
not necessarily in that order.
No. So Chris, Raz, you said something that I missed.
Oh, nothing. I was just kind of looking at the trail or the ground or the nearest grave to see if there was anything of interest that he was sticking around for.
No, the best you could tell, I mean, if you're looking through all the different graves and crypts, you see some of them are in various ways of being dug up, broken, and otherwise looted. So you found some of the gold and the copper. You found some of the charms and the rusted helmet that they had there. So all the stuff that they had accumulated, with the exception of the one that got away. I mean, that's all you've really been able to see. So they took an opportunity to be grave robbers. Okay. Okay. So the building is starting to obviously catch fire, and there's black smoke starting to plume up into the sky. There's somebody has poured salt on the ground in the form of a dragon. Kind of some interesting vandalism going on there. Anything else that you guys would like to do here at this now raging inferno?
Get away from the raging inferno so we don't get caught.
Sounds like
I think we'd head along, but was there any weapons of note or anything worthwhile that they were fighting with besides the charms that we picked up?
No.
Okay. And that I'm ready to go.
As I take a copy or two of the Church of Bane's book and start loading Thongrim's big haversack with it, I kind of slip one into my own backpack just for curiosity.
Okay. Sounds good. Alrighty. So, Eldon, since you picked up all those other books, make sure that you put them on your personal inventory, please.
Yeah, I think I picked up 3, right? I just don't remember the exact titles you gave me. Arcane Wizard's book, and then there's 2 that were titled you gave, that it said.
One of them was The Space Above. I forgot the subtitle to it.
And then the other was Killing Drew, or...
Yeah, How to Kill a Drow.
Drow.
At least that's how I pronounce
the first one's name?
The space above. And then you have the Magical Wizard's Journal. And several copies of the Black Bible of Bane, because we like alliteration. Consonants, if you would. Okay, so...
The BBB?
The BBB, yes. There may be some copyright infringement claims that Thongrim's going to look into for Bloodbath and Beyond, but, hey, it is what it is.
Oh, how confusing.
Y'all should stop letting me name things.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys are walking away from the building, and, it's kind of like an action sequence, from a movie. Y'all are walking away, and in the background there's fire and flames, and there's some things popping off behind you. And you're walking, you continue moving down the path. As the time goes on, 30 minutes, 40, to an hour, you're moving on down the road, getting ever closer to your destination. You peer over your shoulders. You do see, the smoke wafting into into the air, and obviously it's basically a signal fire at this point. But you're whistling on as you go. So the path that you're following, it splits. A fork in the road, if you would. On your left appears to be a small, fast-flowing stream crossed by a large log. Before the stream, there are 3 goblin bodies hanging from nearby trees, each of them in varying stages of decay, with one missing part of its body due to wild animals. And a crow is sitting on another, diligently picking away at its flesh. The path on the right seems to be the straightest in terms of leading to the castle. The road that you're on presently seems to be following, leading towards the right fork.
I would leave. Siona's our mapping and direction finder.
I do remember maps. Which way should we go?
So you're telling me that there's a fork in the road, huh, Siona?
Yep.
All right.
That I knew about before we even got here.
She's good like that.
Which one would be the best path? Since I should already know.
While they're discussing the best path, curiosity gets the best of me, and I kind of slowly walk towards one of the goblins that I see hanging, which I've never seen a hanging goblin before. I just walk up to get a closer look at one.
Okay. So, Siona would know from the previous maps that, because she does have a map in her possession that someone...
Hey, let's look at this map.
Yeah, somebody had given you a map, and you see that as you're following the main road, somebody has scribbled in that a little offshoot, around here, and it looks like there may be a small hut or home of some. It's not obviously not large enough to make a huge blip on the map, but you see down the way, even as you're peering down the path, that there may be a small little living facility down there.
The one that's away from the castle or towards?
The path to the left, the one that's past the swinging goblins.
I mean, I can tell them what's down each road, but I don't know which way we should go.
Well,
I would prefer the most, but also being aware of what we might encounter along that path.
Well, obviously, whatever's down that path clearly doesn't like goblins.
Does either path look
And
more
neither do
unique?
we.
We have something in
Yeah, so the one that you perceive, the right path is clearly the straightest to the castle. The one to the left would take you down by the stream. Thongrim votes for the left.
As I get closer to one of the goblins, the corpses, do I notice anything special about them? Anything like hanging around their neck or anything in their clothes that are unique?
Well, they've been largely already pilfered through. I mean, the bodies have been strung up with expert care, and if they're already missing body parts and everything, due to wolves or other animals eating them, and you currently have a crow that just flew away since you walked up, but they've been nibbled on and everything, so you don't really see. I mean, there's nothing of value unless you want part of the goblin itself. But it appears that they have been strung up, I would say, kind of like a scarecrow, if you would. Like, hey, if you're a goblin, don't come down here.
You know, this person here might know something about the castle that we don't. So, I don't know, if there's someone here we could ask for directions, like maybe a good inn that we don't know about, I would welcome it.
What time of day are we?
Just remember, just because they don't like goblins doesn't mean they're going to like us.
It's true too.
Midday. I mean, y'all started off at the border guard tower, and immediately came upon the Manticore sunning itself, dispatched it, burnt down the
That's
church.
An hour to the church and then an hour to here.
Yeah, it's.
So
I mean, you're mid-morning,
late,
maybe.
late after.
No, you're mid-morning, midday.
Oh,
It's been an eventful day for you guys and gal.
I'm with Thongrim. As much as I want to go to the castle, I fear I wouldn't know what to do when I got there.
That makes two of us. You see what I did there?
yeah, I did.
It's not true, by the way, but hey. Eldon, which way you want to go, man?
I'm playing follower today for this hour. So I'll go with where Thongrim and I guess it's Raz that's been heading in that direction, right?
Sounds like it. Unless y'all want to settle.
Only we had Hoot Hoot who could go take a look.
Poor Hoot Hoot.
If only one of the wizard rituals I had picked up was.
All right, so assuming now that everybody has decided somewhat reluctantly, or either very exuberantly or very reluctantly, have started going down the path to the left. And this path...
Is that the goblin path?
Yes, the goblin path.
Okay, dead goblin.
Yes, the dead goblin path.
Follow the dead goblin path.
Yes, follow the dead goblin path. So, the path from the river leads a few hundred yards to the base of a small cliff where a small hut stands. The stone building appears occupied with smoke coming from a chimney and an animated broom sweeping off the front steps. A pair of fox pups play in the grass near the steps leading to the front door. The hut is roughly 30 by 30 feet, has a partial second floor, and that's what you can see from the outside. So, there is no map, but I will gladly put something up for you guys.
Is it the cover art for Snow White?
If I could draw that well. The river's doing something like that. We got the house. With the partial second story here, and there's some stairs coming up here. So, there you go. You have a very poor visual. Okay? So Thongrim's there. Eldon showed up. Corin, Raz, Siona, and for the hell of it, there's Hoot Hoot. Okay, so what would you like to do?
Wait, why is there Hoot Hoot?
For the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it, Hoot Hoot.
Does it look like there's anyone here?
Yes, because there is smoke billowing out from the chimney.
Oh.
Yeah, there's smoke blowing out from that church, too.
Yes. So, chimney, smoke. Yes, he has a very big oven. There's 2 chimney flues there. So yes, there is someone there, or so it appears.
All right, well, somebody who wanted to come down here better go up and knock on that door.
I suppose I
follow.
will walk up to the front. And is the door open?
It is not.
I will. Are you ready?
I cannot wait.
I will knock on the door.
Will you roll me an athletics check? No. So you knock on the door, and after a minute, you hear somebody, coming to the front step, and or to the door, and opens it slowly with a creak. Hello. How may I help you? The gentleman says to you. It looks awfully mage-like to you, but in his dwarven finery, that's a little bit of an oddity for you. So you see this dwarf obviously in a somewhat of a mage-ish attire, greeting you at the door. He looks down and sees Thongrum in his minotaur finery, and greets him with a fine dwarvish greeting.
Which Sienna could also understand because she speaks Dwarvish.
As does Raz.
Wow.
As is Corin.
I should pay attention to
We
y'all's
like
character
dwarves.
sheet. Yes. So
I have door. Too.
So y'all all respond back with the dwarvish greeting, I assume, which just he looks at you and with his wide-eyed delight and with surprise, going, "Well met, well met. How may I help you, and what brings you to my small little hut here down by the stream?"
Oh, well, you see, our little adventuring party was actually heading in a similar direction towards the castle around the castle for provisions for our guildmaster Thongrum here, who's making weapons and we're selling them to people in need. We have a couple of contracts to fill, and while we were passing here, we were just figured we'd do a little, old school door-to-door salesman, and I was curious if there are any small arms that you could use.
Well, I'm usually not one for solicitors, as you may have seen as you're coming down the stoop there. I don't really take very kindly to just random, peddlers or people trying to steal my stuff. But, as a fine-looking dwarf there, and obviously you know our ways, I'm not really sure what I could use. I mean, I don't really head out too much away from here, but we'll be happy to see what you would have to offer.
Oh yes, and we did notice your ornaments, as we've been taking care of many of their kind on our way.
Good. The world could use a few less goblins, if you ask me.
And we felled them with the very same weapons that we are soliciting today.
Oh.
It is no coincidence.
Oh, I see. Well, well, come in, please. Come on in. My name is Colston, and I welcome to my kindly abode. It's not much, but it's mine. So he wanders in, and he's waving you forward if you wish.
I'll go in.
Okay. So, well, I will offer you something. I'd offer you some of my finest tea. I say finest, it's tea. I mean, get some random leaves picked out in the back and, throw them in a pot, throw some hot water on them, and, call it a drink. So, here you go. As I like it. So, if, he sits down and he pours out several cups and places them out on his table for you.
I say thank you, in Dwarven language, of course. Thank you.
And you can see that he appreciates that. But go ahead and roll me a perception check, if you would. You see all
20 or 20.
You see all the things, all of them.
I see across metaverses.
So as you walked in, you noticed, as you were walking onto his front porch and through the yard and everything, you noticed that he had set up several traps around the house. He is obviously very protective of his belongings. You also look around and see a lot of magical and arcane paraphernalia around. There's you can see where he's reading a lot of spell books, and he's got his stuff is kind of sprawled out everywhere. So he does not strike you as much of a hunter or a fighter, more as a magician of the arcane arts.
I must compliment you on your home defense system here. This is quite astonishing. How long have you lived here?
Oh, many years. He looks at you, kind of surprised that you saw some of these things. He's like, "You have quite the keen eye. Seems like I have some work to do in my home protection scheme, but thank you for noticing. I'm very protective of my abode here."
Yes, well, of course, absolutely you are. It's just I do have a keen eye for these things. I am in the defense industry, after all. I point towards. It's actually not a Bloodbath and Beyond rapier, but it is a very nice rapier sitting on my side, and I kind of pat on the hilt and say I have a taste for things that protect me. As you can see, I'm not a very large man. I don't consider myself a fighter, but I know a good sword when I see it, and I accept only the best when it comes to my own protection.
Well, that's mighty kind. That's a good idea. Me myself, I don't really have much need for much in the way of blades. I mean, I could use a good kitchen knife. I mean, for slicing my materials and such. So if you have some of the smaller gear, smaller fare for me, that I would be interested in. As I I'm really keen into alchemy and potionry. So I could use some extra. My current knives are getting a bit dull, and I have not, I've lost my current whetstone. So yes, I could use an additional small blade.
Well, I do have a pair of daggers that I suppose I could part with. They're as good for cutting cheese as they are cutting a goblet in the stomach.
Ah, yes. Although you might want to wash the blade first. I mean, health first. I mean, you wouldn't want to taste goblin. They're nasty beasts. Nasty, nasty beasts.
Yes, there's definitely an order of operations there. I do agree. I do
Yes.
agree.
You also, as you're looking around through his area, you see a stockpile of books that have. Obviously, there are books everywhere. You can see either both arcane and mundane. He apparently has a large penchant for books.
Did someone say books?
Well, no, nobody said it, but you peering inside, you do see the books.
I say, what a fine collection of books you have here.
Well, yes, thank you again with the keen eye. I'm a voracious reader. I read everything I can get my hands on. You never know what you can learn. I mean, I say information is power, and that's where, I've learned quite a bit of my wares from different libraries and different books that I've picked up here and there, and from passing travelers and such. You, Mr. Gnome, Mr. Gnome, you seem to have a keen interest in books.
Oh, always thirsting. Same, I think, sentiment as you have. Knowledge is power.
Ah, yes. Tell me, small one. What recently have you come across? Recent books can you recommend to me? I'm always looking for something new.
Oh, in my travels, I've had to cut light from my library of home, but I did just pick up these books just along our way. One of the space above, and another on how to kill a drow.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Have you read it yet? Or do you?
As I've just picked them up, I haven't, but they aren't quite. I mean, if you're interested in the How to Kill a Drow, I would be willing to trade it for something maybe of more interest to my own.
Well, that being the case, let me see here, and he's rifling through his stacks of books and all this. Yeah, I may have one. I would love to get my hands on that particular information. Fongram, were you typing something?
He's taunting me.
No, I'm just sowing the seeds of hilarity.
I see how it's going to be. Let's see here. Fairies and tales. No, you can't have that one. Here's a good one. I've read this one many times. Now, you may or may not be interested in it, but he hands you a book called Cinnamon Cove by Amelia Clare. He's like, I've had fond memories of that one. Although you may not, I don't know. He picks up a second book. If you're giving me something on how to deal with drow, maybe I should give you this one instead. And he pilfers through again, and he tosses another book at you, Eldon. You look down, and it's called Poisoned Wine.
That sounds interesting in a diabolical way.
Oh, well, it's good reading. What do you say, Master Dwarf? Not Dwarf, you, Gnome. We got a trade?
For sure.
Ah, good. I love me some books. So, having greased the wheel, and he's looking and places this book on drow on the table. So what brings you towards Castle Frederick?
Well, you see, Castle Frederick is a large It's a large hub area, and of course,
Aye.
as we are in the defense industry, we're looking for provisions, which fortunately or unfortunately, as the case may be, the castle provides. It is quite a long trip for us to travel to, but I fear we are venturing out in our entrepreneurship, and we have some contracts to fulfill, and we must stop there to get some of these extremely vital materials for our business.
I see. That seems intriguing.
Have you been to the castle before? Are you familiar with some of the people there? And I'm being very careful to pay attention to his facial expression in his response.
Okay. So roll an insight check, please. I am familiar. I've made my way to the castle on several occasions. I fear you. I will give you some advice that they may not take too kindly to traveling salespeople without former knowledge or without invitation. But I have been there, and I am familiar with many people. I'm not, I would not call them allies by any means, but I am aware. If I were you, I'd be careful. Do not cross paths with the captain. Captain Tajuri he's a piece of work.
You know, it's funny. I think the third person who's told us that.
Well, he's well known amongst these parts. As he looks down, you don't really get much more than face value at him. But he appears to be honest with this.
Well, I fear I haven't acquired many of the local customs here. Don't suppose you would know anyone or anything that could help smooth over the introduction process.
Well, have you heard of their quartermaster, Bill Brasky?
I have. I've heard he's a son of a bitch.
Indeed he is! Oh, Bill Brasky, the son of a bitch. I suppose I could send word up ahead and tell him you're coming. However, there may be some other ways to get in, if you know what I mean.
I must say I would be quite interested in that. That knowledge alone, I would be willing to part with any number of small arms that you need for a heavy discount.
Well, again, not much in the way of arms do I need. Again, outside of cutlery and everything. What I do thirst for, though, again, I get a lot of my information and books and such from passers-by. Well, let's say, do you have anything else of interest that we could trade for? Seems like I may have some information that you have. Maybe you can, give me some.
Well, consider these pair of daggers I have gratis, simply for this exchange. We have a few books here, as Sir Eldon has pointed out. A couple of bracers, this iron chain. This magical Mage's journal. That doesn't appear as something you would want.
Ooh. What? Oh, well, I could take that one. I do recognize it. It's mighty dangerous, I'd say. I would take that off your hand in a heartbeat.
Wizard's Journal, the Elden?
Well, I mean, it did. Your friend here did say that you had it. I mean, I'm looking at it here. I think. Did it end up on my table?
No, I'm afraid not. It was not an original inventory for trade at this time. Sir Eldon, I fear this is far too precious to trade. Don't you agree?
I had intended to study it later. Yes,
Yes, of course. That would be poor of us to offer that.
Okay. I understand.
But you say you recognize it.
Oh, I do.
What can you tell me about it?
Oh, I'll just let you find out on your own.
Oh. Well, I have another one you could look at.
Oh, really?
If you want to find out.
As I said, I love me some books.
Well, then, let me see. It's a very special book that I keep with me. So I put my pack down.
Don't you think that would come in handy with something else? Like, I yell from
I
outside.
was going to say, see what a yells from the yard.
I know what you're doing.
Hey, don't do that! Well, son, don't keep me waiting. What is this book?
Oh, I'm my consciousness is telling me maybe I should keep this one to myself.
What kind of game is this, gentlemen?
Well, sir, if you obviously have knowledge of the book that I've shown you, but you're not willing to share that knowledge.
Oh, I've run across it before. It's best that you find out on your own, trust me.
No hints at all.
What kind of gentleman would I be if I deprived you of your first taste?
Well, we do have various other vanity items, some rare, beautiful gems, some scented oils and perfumes, of course, which you might find in some of the larger towns like Aldenburg.
It's a good place. I haven't been there in quite some time, but it used to be a very beautiful place.
Oh, it is indeed. It's booming, in fact. We can't seem to keep up with the business. There's just so many people going in and out, and well, that's exactly why we're here. Of course, we're expanding, as you heard. But would any of these vanity items appeal to your senses?
Well, I could always use some perfume or scented candles. I mean, this place does get a little stuffy from time to time. And, me being by myself sometimes. An old man skips a bath every day or two. Sometimes it gets a little funky. You know what I mean?
I believe I have the perfect thing for you. It's, in fact, two birds with one stone. I have this, and I pull open a... Hey, Thongrum, could you come in, please?
I think he's fishing.
Well, Thongrum he's the strong one, of course. He keeps up with all of our stash. But it is a box of perfumed candles. You can use them for yourself. You can use them in the bath, in the kitchen, quite frankly, anywhere. I believe it might be right up your alley.
Well, I agree. I could always use some additional ones. Although, I will say it's not quite up to the information that I have, but I would very much kindly partake of them. But I will say, if you have anything else of interest or oddities,
don't suppose you would have any interest in something more bestial.
Go on.
Well, as tends to be the case, goblins do surround themselves with the occasional manticore, and as luck
Aye.
would have it, we've come across one this morning.
Oh, really now? I have not seen one over here in quite some time. But I've heard that whatever. Never mind. Scratch that. Yes, tell me more.
Well, I suppose being a mage, you would know more of the alchemical properties, but we have a very large intact tail that we cut and skinned this morning. It's in
Ooh.
decent condition.
Oh, that is mighty fine. That is a mighty fine specimen. And he takes it and he analyzes it and looks at it. One second. He walks away back to his workbooks and he's flipping through some pages. That he's looking for something. He's oh, this is very, very nice indeed. Oh, okay. Now we're talking. So, well, as a man of my word, and you've brought me something of interest. I will say there are more than one way. There's more than one way to get into the castle. If you can get past the guards, there's a bit of a secret passage into the dungeon. Now, not many people are going to tell you about it, and that's kind of how I get in and out. But to the north of the castle, there are some trees there. If you look around, you might find something of interest.
It is helpful, but also a bit vague. When you say something of interest, I assume it's something non-magical.
Well, read between the lines, my friend. I mean,
okay.
We're talking about another way, other than way. I mean, obviously, it's going to be some sort of secret passage. What am I? I was trying to be mystical here, but fine. I will explain it in clear terms. You go behind the castle. You look for something in the trees. There will be another way.
See, that is much more clear. I like that.
I will speak to you in a grade school manner from here on.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
What is this English you speak of?
Oh, never mind that. Never mind. It's a common language that I run across. But yes, this is very, very valuable to us. And I lay the box of perfume candles and I put the tail very gently on the ground next to him with a pair of daggers next to the candles. And I go, sir, this has been a very, very good trade indeed.
I agree. Now, before you go, if saying is that you're clearly heading towards the castle, I do have some potions here that may be of benefit to you. A couple of healing potions, if you would. I might be able to rustle up something else if there's anything in particular that you're in the market for.
As you are a mage, I am very interested in learning wizard rituals.
Good for you.
Would you have any would you have any ritual books knowledge you could share?
Is there a particular ritual that you were looking for, Mr. Gnome? Excuse me, your name is again?
Eldon.
Of the Southern Eldons? Oh no, that must be something else.
I suppose.
Let me
Weird
see here.
family.
Well, I might be able to rustle up a scroll or something here on ritual spells, but those don't come cheap. Those do take my precious time. But if there's anything specific that you were looking for, seeing as that some people in your party, as he points over at Raz, like to be clear about things.
On the spot. I apologize, I have not thought of which other rituals I would be interested in.
Well, seeing as... Go ahead.
That's which ones you already have.
Well, yeah, my current one, magic. And then I have anything that's cleric I can automatically get. But
well, as it happens here, I do happen to have a scroll of ceremony here. Also, a purify food and drink scroll, if either of those strike your fancy.
very quickly reviewing. Maybe the ceremony.
Okay. Well, I might be able to trade you for that fine wizard's journal you have.
I'd have to know more about what I was... It's hard to value something if I don't know much about it yet.
I agree.
Keep in mind, while petty cash is we'd be remiss to do with at the moment, we do have some precious gems, which of course you could use in your arcane focuses and studies.
That is true. You wouldn't happen to have any lapis lazuli on you. I'm fresh out of that.
I believe I could spare 2 or 3 of those.
Okay. All right. I'd say that'd be a fair trade. So, do we have a deal?
If we're... I would agree to that.
Good. All right. Well, here you go. And he wraps up.
Fair.
Say it again?
Yes, as long as that seems fair for all of our...
Yes. Yes, the 3 lapis lazuli that's for this one scroll of ceremony. Yes, we will. That sounds like a good deal for me. Are you sure you wouldn't like to take care of any of these potions or anything? Your journey may be long and it may be hard. Maybe it's both, if you know what I mean.
I suppose we could pick up a couple of healing potions. Are there any other potions of interest that you carry?
Yes.
Go on.
One second, please, because I got distracted with something else.
Where? I can't find that scroll of ceremony.
In Xanathar's guide.
Which one?
The Xanathar's got everything, and the spell's worthless. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh.
It's probably it's in your spell list. Siona can cast it, and we looked at it like, nope, there's no reason to cast that spell ever.
Oh, well, that's what I was trying to find. I mean, I know the other one got other ways around to purify food or whatever, so.
Yeah, I think I have that too.
Ceremony lets you make holy water for the same price as buying it.
Or marry people, or bless a corpse, or
Tell them
couple
they're a
other
man
things.
now.
Realign someone.
Could you realign someone against their will?
I don't think so.
Not change their alignment.
I think they say willing creatures.
You can atone them.
So, unfortunately, I only have several of healing potions, and I have one greater healing potion. But I do have one that I've kind of come up with here recently that I find truly entertaining. I like to call it the chocolate rain.
Did you eat something that didn't agree with you?
Oh no! Although I see what you did there, sir. As you yell from the stream, I heard what you said. No.
You have to move your
move
your face away from the scroll to read.
It's a drink that tastes exactly like chocolate, and when you've taken it, it grants you the ability to throw a 5-foot square of liquid chocolate over the head of whoever you think about for an hour. It's one of the cheapest potions I have here. It's really made for pranks, but it's I think it's awesome.
So, as I continue to use the message cantrip to listen in, I can put things on them once in an hour, or for an entire hour I can put chocolate on their head.
You can't listen in with message. You can't listen in with message.
No, but I can talk to him with it.
But you can't listen in with message.
No,
But you're doing it wrong.
Is he? Are you talking with me in my head?
No, I'm using the theater. I'm just using the theater of my mind. I'm in the room somewhere.
He snuck in when you weren't looking. That's not his body.
I'm
outside.
thinking about how this is worded.
We're getting sick.
Is it a constant hour-long effect, or once within an hour?
I'm going to say it's once within an hour, because otherwise that's way damn powerful.
Okay.
No, 1 second.
Is it a recipe for the potion or the potion itself?
Okay. Say that again?
Is it the recipe for the potion?
No, it is an actual potion.
They do that.
But yes, you get to douse somebody with liquid chocolate or one thing once in an hour. Or you could just enjoy the drink. I mean, it's very chocolatey. I almost called it the chocolate soldier, but people looked at me strange when I told them about it. But that's all I've got.
I understood that. Thongrim, I think maybe a pair of healing potions wouldn't be a bad idea, would it?
I love a good passive-aggressive Thongrim.
What? Oh, sorry. I was busy doing the work that others should be doing. Yeah, sure, potions are fine. You know, this guy looks a little shady, but, you know, try it first, see if it makes you feel better.
Excuse me, Master Dwarf, I welcome you into my home and you insult me?
Still outside, but I get the point. Ugh, dwarves are the worst.
Tell me about it.
Well, how much for the pair of your lower healing potions.
Well, I'll say
I think I'll take 5 magic potions.
oh, the dwarven mage wiggles his fingers a little bit, and all of a sudden the whetstone that Thongram has shoots out of his hands. I will sell you the pair of potions for 100 gold.
Ooh, 100 gold, you're breaking my balls. I tell you what, I think a fair trade, especially in your line of work. How about a pair of eye agates, one of them set within this beautiful leather belt?
How about the leather belt and 25 gold?
You have a deal.
Very good. So, is there anything else? I'm about to go out and fish in the stream for a little while, maybe catch my lunch. Seeing as you're going here, he marks on the map clearly the directions to the castle, so you don't get lost. Is there anything else that I can do for you? As he gets up from the table and starts walking towards the door.
Oh, well, I suppose not. Thank you for your service.
Well, yes, you're welcome. Anytime a goblin strays down here, well, I'll give them a wallop.
You do that. We'll do the same. And, of course, just remember that old Bloodbath and Beyond motto, you won't find a better sword anywhere, unless you look for one.
Not a very good motto.
We're working on our marketing.
You should. You should find somebody who's better at it.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Yes, I do believe it was all sales are final was the battle cry, but... Okay, so y'all have made your way, you have talked to Colston, he has given you a piece of information that you guys have found valuable, and you make your way back to the fork in the road. Which way would you like to go?
The way we didn't go before.
You know what I had...
Left towards the hut.
This would confuse a good many people, but I am down for this plan. Do you want to go back to the hut?
Dormammu, I'd like to make a bargain. No.
What? What is this? Stop! Okay, so you're back at the fork of the road, and you're taking a left. Very good.
Taking a right.
No, because at this point, if you took a right, you'd head back to the burning inferno. Now you're going to take a left.
Oh, I thought right was towards the castle. Sorry.
It was until we went left the first time.
Yeah. Now we're coming from a different...
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's,
You and your relative directions, I guess you win.
Yes. So, you have a very clear map, you have a very clear directions, and I'm tempted to ask one of you to roll me a wilderness check. Because it would be very entertaining if you failed it. But seeing as what time it is, I won't make you do that. So you're looking at the map with Siona diligently in front, knowing the way, especially with the clear markings that Colston has just given you. And as you make your way to it, you come across, in the distance, and you finally come across to Castle Frederick. Which, given what time it is, it's probably a good time to call the session.
That doesn't look like we went back.
Huh?
He said we weren't going to go back. We went forward.
I'm confused. What did I do?
The correct thing, and he's...
Now I'm confused.
We did not go right back to where we came. We went left to the castle.
Correct.
Yes.
But the wizard or the mage told us go around back and look in the trees, right?
Yeah, north of the castle.
We have to get through the castle to get to the other side. Fastest way, straight through.
To get a secret entrance.
He did say we had to get past the guards to get to a secret passage to the dungeon.
He just...
I guess we'll figure that out next week.
It will be 2 weeks. The next scheduled session is in 2 weeks. I just dumped y'all on this map here. I'm not saying that is where you are. I'm just putting you on the map. So you can have some time to think about what you want to do. And all that. At some point we may need to consider if you want to get the dynamic lighting again, if y'all liked that, re-upping before the next session. But you guys have arrived at the castle. Ta-da! That was not the level up music either.
Is this castle's name the Castle of Level 5?
No.
Damn it.
For those paying attention, we've been heading to Castle Frederick now for the past
Level
8
5?
weeks. No, Frederick is not level
No,
5 in
Frederick
German.
Just really want a horse, man.
Level 5 is Stan.
A second attack. Man.
No.
Ugh. Okay, fine.
Ask,
What's
Level
left?
5 in Stan.
Do what?
is there anything we need to deal with or talk about before we end? Any questions? Loose ends? Things about Chocolate Rain?
Chocolate rain.
Yeah,
We didn't-
What's
We didn't buy that potion, did we?
No, y'all did not buy the potion.
Adam, what's 6 minus 1?
3, my lord.
That's a simple question. I don't know why you're not answering it.
I can only count to 3.
You know that line of Monty Python when he throws the grenade? How does it go? He goes 1, 2.
4? No, he doesn't. So,
Give us something to do on our week off. Like level up to 5.
Right?
Are we 100% not playing next week? Is that
we are
the
100.
week you're out?
Yeah, we are 100% not playing next week because I will be out of town. I mean, now if y'all want to get if y'all want to do a one-off or something,
With these characters, that gets them to level.
well, that's just not going to happen because I know what's going to trigger level 5.
It's going to be the training montage we do for the next 2 weeks.
We're going to do a one-off with as many goblins as we can pack into a 20-foot cube. I'm going to pick up Fireball. It's going to be great.
It's going to be grand. It's going to be great.
The
No,
problem with that plan is you have to be level 5 to get Fireball to get level 5.
Stop.
it's damn circular logic again.
Also, Fireball's a circle, not a cube.
You got to give it a little place to roll around at, right? So no, there will be no level 5 because you guys and everybody opted for milestones and not XP. So
I heard burning churches were milestones.
oh, it was a milestone for something.
Depends which state you're in.
Wait, what?
All right.
I mean, good times, good try. I applaud y'all's effort. It's not far away. It's maybe two weeks, calendar weeks, maybe 3 calendar weeks. It's in sight. Y'all are going the distance.
Then we start complaining about not being level 6.
No shit. Because, I mean, as soon as we're in level 5, y'all are going to start bitching. Why aren't we level 6 yet?
I don't even know what I get at level 6. I won't bitch about it.
It doesn't matter. It's going
You
to...
get your saving throw bonuses.
And then once you hit
Oh, I
level...
get my aura. You guys are going to want me to be level 6.
Oh. Yeah. When are we level 6?
I say we should do like 5 levels every 6 months. And then we'll be level 20 in 2 years. Or a year and a half.
Or if you guys just stop trying to buy chocolate rain potions, we can just get to this castle.
Hey, he gave us information. It was worth
I think it was important.
Next
It
time
was important.
you just give him that book of blindness, we'll steal all his stuff. And
No,
leave.
that was bad. He would
Because
not
it'll
do
be quick,
anything
we'll be
to
in
us.
and out.
He was prepared for that.
Then we would have been fighting like a super wizard.
You know what what he was? He was level 5.
Bastard.
Yeah, level 5 wizard, nothing one good sneak attack can't get rid of.
He's still level 5, though. He's something y'all weren't.
Let's go take it from him.
Let's go take his level.
We will take that 5th level and we will split it between the 5 of us, and we will all be still level 4.
That's 1 level for each of us.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
I like that math.
He's listed
If,
5. So we get 1 for...
If we want...